Good morning! Welcome to Oral Communication class. This is Ma'am Aubrey and today we're going to discuss the different types of speeches according to delivery. But before that, yan. Hi po muna tayo sa ating mga students dyan, ating mga estudyante. Sabi ni um, ng aking si Dalida ay si Jean ay shout out daw muna sa kanya. Ayan, thank you so much. And shout out din sa mga teachers na tumulong sa akin for the first and second quarter. Ayan. Thank you so much, Ma'am Florence. Thank you so much as well, Ma'am Jesh, Sir Joniel, and of course, Ma'am Sheila. For all the English teachers, Ma'am Marvy, Ma'am Lilet, yan, for helping me for the lessons for the whole semester. Thank you so much, guys. Yan. It's such a blessing having everybody in my life. Yan. Okay, bago pa ito maging thank you series. Yan. Let's go back to our topic for this day. Okay, what is a speech first? A speech is your spoken ideas, thoughts, and feelings. It is your expression. Usually we perform this during our graduation if we are the valedictorian or we are a speaker in a organization or we're a leader. We're tasked to give information to different people or to the crowd. Yan, that is an example of a situation wherein you can use speech. But for today, we're going to have the purposes. The first one is we have expository or informative speech. In terms of that, this speech, of course, is giving you information. It is necessary to have this because topics which is interesting is given here, and all you have to do is to listen to the speaker who have prepared rather in advance those written words in order for you to know the things that is necessary to be supplied for the crowd. Okay, for expository informative speech, it helps you, number one, to explain then, of course, a matter and help you to understand things. The purpose of this speech is to teach the audience something that they don't know, and of course, always take note that audience needs time in order for them to absorb the things that you have told them, you have said in your speech. And make sure that you are not too quick to speak because they are trying to grasp the information that you have given to them. Next po, for its example, for example, you are a head of an organization and you are told to speak on behalf of the organization to welcome, for example, new members or participants, or pwede din pong computer programmer ka, then you're asked to speak about the new software that you've been developing to the crowd. Next po, we have travelogue. For example, you're about to know things about the Tower of London. You can have that. It is such informative then, wherein you can tell what the history, the background, then after that, what are the things that you can see there as a content for the travelogue. The next po, we have what we call persuasive speech. Have you experienced running for a position in school? For example, for presidency in a science club or English club, math club, yan po. You can have this persuasive speech wherein you are tasked, of course, to promote yourself and as well as to persuade people to vote for you. Yan po. It is a way wherein you convince people to change in some ways the way they think, the way how they do things, and how to start something that they are not currently doing. Example of this is the performance test that we have given to our students, I can still recall that they are asked them to be a vlogger wherein they are going to make 5 productive things in order for the millennials to be persuaded to do things during this pandemic. Yan po. In here, we can sell ideas. We can promote a specific product or convince someone to take action and to think, act, and believe in what you want them to. For example, you're persuading them to have a good health, stop eating junk foods, just focused on your fruits and vegetables, yun po. Of course, you can be like a health trainer here, wherein you're talking about, for example, you're inside the gym, you're a dietitian, for example, or a diet trainer, wherein you have to tell those trainees where your diet and what are the things that they need to do in order for them to get a slim body or to have a healthy body. Yun po. But make sure you use graphs here in supporting documents. Why? Kasi it helps to persuade people when they see visuals. For example, the graphs, they talk about numbers, specific numbers, of course, and documentation. They can see your proof. Next po, we have some figures and facts like what I have said there. It should be accurate or as exactly as it is. Kasi if you're going to persuade the people, make sure it is your fact, it is true, and it is supporting your point of view. Next po. And sometimes in persuasive speech, we try to tend to make it personal. Why? Because it's going to affect our life. If it's going to affect our life, our family, our job, our home, everybody will notice about it. They would care kasi it talks about them eh. The different aspects of their lives, the different areas of their lives, they become attentive to that. So that is the key in order for you to persuade them, in order for you to convince them to believe to you, to do as exactly as you do. Yan po. Next po, we have examples like you're persuading them to be a blood donor, for example, or organ donor, which can help different people with different illnesses, for example, lungs, yan, or your kidney. Next po, yung you have to as well be reminded that you can be an influencer in terms of persuading people. You persuade them in terms of saying that it is good to promote quality educational materials for students or children in order for them to avoid those plays or those games that can be violent, too barbaric. Just make sure po na you are such a good influencer, and as you do your persuasive speech, you have this thought of giving them what is good for everybody. Yan po. Next po, you can be as well a persuasive speaker as you do your volunteering and then you speak for the goodness or for the sake of the people to change the world for a better one. Yan po. Next po, we have what we call, for the last one, is the entertainment speech. Yan. For this po, this could be an informal speech wherein you can have this after dinner speech, which is typical example of entertaining your members of the family after you have such dinner. Then it is just for fun. The audience usually laugh here. Yan. You just identify with anecdotal information. For entertainment speech po, you only have to give it in short, then po give the audience enjoyable experience and leave the audience with favorable expression, not only for himself or herself but also for the organization. and use humor, stories, or illustrations. In terms of entertainment speech po, you can throw jokes in here, and that you are going to leave them a smiling face after having that speech, wherein you are just being yourself, throwing lines, and making everybody happy for the moment, and forgetting, of course, things that doesn't matter too much, but just focus on being happy for the moment. Example of this is after dinner speech, yung comic monologues, and of course, explaining British slang to American. Why? Because sometimes, in terms of pronunciation, there are things that they can't understand if you have pronounced it in British, then you turn it into American. You can understand it well there. Then, the moment, of course, that you are tasked to push the door, but apparently you pull it. That is an example of entertainment speech. Yan. Always remember po, if you're going to have entertainment speech, you must have valid points pa rin. Of course, you still have to use valid points or argument in order for you to use your humor. Actually, if you can connect your humor to what is in the reality, that is really good. Then, a speech to entertain may be either informative or persuasive in nature, but the supporting materials are selected primarily based on their entertainment value. Yun po. They say that it could be informative or persuasive, kasi if you're going to have entertainment speech, it could as well give information and could convince people. Actually, it could be a combination of the three in speaking. Take note of that. Having speech. Yes po. And your supporting materials was being selected because your materials will serve as your supporting points, wherein you can throw your lines or your jokes there. So, it could be, of course, nakakatawa, not too boring. Ayan po. Next po, we have, you hold your attention to the crowd by pleasing them. Hence, you get to know the crowd first before writing a speech. In terms of entertainment speech, you have to know your crowd, meaning to say the age bracket, what is their interest, of course. If you're going to make entertainment speech, make sure that you can connect to your people or to your audience in order for you to make them laugh. Kasi the purpose of that is to make everybody enjoy the moment. Ayun po. Ulitin lang po natin yung types of speeches according to purpose. We have to inform and to share information that is informative or expository. Next po, we have to persuade, entice, or encourage, that is persuasive speech. And to entertain or to provide entertainment is for the entertainment speech. Yan po. There are 4 P's that you're going to remember when you are writing a speech. Number 1 is to plan. Number 2, you have to prepare. Number 3, you have to practice. And number 4, you have to present. Okay po. That would be all for the lesson for this day. Thank you so much. I hope you learned something, and God bless you all. And thank you so much once again to all my students who are following and subscribing to my YouTube channel, and I hope to have more lectures to you soon. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Bye-bye.